from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We begin with breaking news tonight. Fargo officers are asking for your help in finding two people of interest involved in a string of street battles between two immigrant groups.
Officers are looking for two men, Luke Goodrich and Isaac Nema. Both are believed to be part of a home invasion and car crash this afternoon. They're also looking for a 2006 Pontiac G6 with North Dakota license plate JTN 725. Now, Valley News Team's Macy Enger is live with more on what took place today. Macy?
Mike and Stephanie, we're near 45th Street and I-94 where officers say several people were involved in a car crash linked to a home invasion in South Fargo. Now, officers say the crash happened near here, just across the street at that median. They say after the crash, at least two people hopped out of the car and crossed into this field behind me. Now, officers lost track of the men there. They did bring out a canine to try to track down those men, but they're still looking for two of them at this time. Now, officers say this all started around 12:30 this afternoon. Officers say two men forced their way into an apartment near Family Wellness in South Fargo. They got into the argument with the people in the apartment and they demanded money. Now, one of the men in the apartment was hit in the head several times with a pistol and was taken to the hospital. Now, the people that broke into that apartment left in a car, and other people in the apartment at the time hopped into another car to try to chase them down. That's when officers say the crash happened near the interstate. They say the two suspects got out and ran, and the driver of that car took off, and they're still looking for that vehicle at this time. Now, the other car was damaged and had to be towed away. Officers say they don't believe anyone else was hurt.
One of the things that we do want to remind folks at this point, there is no indication that they've threatened others outside of this group. It is a relatively small group that we're dealing with, a handful of people on each side of the problem. And until we feel differently, we don't want to alarm the public.
For about a half an hour, the YMCA was put into lockdown, but they're now back open. I did talk with several businesses around the area, and they are keeping an eye out on people who come in and out of the business. West Acres Mall also has extra security out, and they are working with police to make sure that those people of interest don't come into the mall. Mike and Steph?
All right, thanks, Macy Enger reporting live. We're getting mixed messages from police on whether the public may be in danger. While one officer said that there's no danger, Fargo Police Chief Dave Todd told us, Chris Berg, something else.
The reason I'm putting out that I think these two individuals can be dangerous is because now we've had an incident where they've done a home invasion and they've pistol whipped somebody with a pistol. And so I'm looking for two people of interest. Those two people I put out on social media, and I've distributed those names and pictures to the media.
You can hear more from the chief on 6:30 Point of View coming up in minutes on KX4. Now, Fargo police are not calling these two warring groups gangs despite the continuing escalation of violence. They are identifying the parties involved as groups of immigrants. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric joins us live now. And Bradford, do you know any more about who these people are?
Mike, I was able to talk to a few people who live and work at this apartment building here behind me. We're just on 30th Avenue, just north of the Shields Arena here in Fargo. The people I talked with say they see people come and go frequently from the building, but they were pretty shocked today when the police showed up.
It's been nice. I feel safe to take kids out and play with them, so I was really surprised what happened today.
Mariah is a nanny for this little guy, working for only a few months at the building. She was walking the dog and playing with the small boy when we caught up with her. Her initial thought when police showed up, safety.
I didn't know if people were going to maybe try to get in to try to get away from the cops or what kind of their next move would be.
I talked to another resident today who lives a few doors down from where the home invasion happened. She said they've told the property owners a few times about noise issues coming from that same apartment. Today, she and her husband heard plenty of noise and shouting, and when they came out of their apartment, police were swarming and debris was strewn everywhere through the hall. I specifically asked everyone I talked to today about a turf war going on between several immigrant groups. Nobody had any idea what I was talking about. They all said this was a nice, quiet, new building with few problems. Reporting live in Fargo, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
And we will continue to investigate any developments in this escalating violence between these two groups.
In other news now, with a second trial scheduled for later this month, Aaron Knodl's attorneys say he doesn't want any further delays. The suspended West Fargo teacher will be tried again on 2 charges of having a sexual relationship with a student back in 2009. Last week, prosecutors asked for more time to gather witnesses and have also asked for a new location. Knodl's attorneys argue the case has already been tried once less than 2 months ago, and there's no justifiable reason why the retrial should linger on for several more months to come. Knodl was originally charged with 5 counts of solicitation of a minor and was found not guilty on 3 of those charges.
Hope you had a chance to get outside today. It certainly has been nice. In fact, nice for a backyard barbecue. Let's find out where our chief meteorologist is tonight. Hutch, where are you dining?
Thanks so much, Mike. We are in West Fargo, and just now a little bit of sun starting to peek through the clouds. It's been cloudy for the first part of it, but comfortable temperature-wise and wind-wise. We're in the backyard of Debbie Jugdis. Debbie, tell us about where you signed up.
I signed up at Cashwise in West Fargo.
So the brand new store?
You got it.
Very good. Now, was this hard to get ready for?
It was terribly tough. I had to set up a table and put up some chairs. That's it.
Very good. Who'd you invite? The hungry crowd here.
Oh, I have my family, I have my friends, I have my neighbors, and my husband behind me.
Whoa, he's hiding back there, but he's here. All right, we're all present and accounted for. Here's what you can plan for this evening for your forecast. We do have a little bit of rain showing up on the radar. It's well to the south of the FM area, so I think we're safe from that. Temperatures will stay fairly steady in the 70s for the evening. Then past sunset, we'll dip into those comfortable 60s as most of the rain stays well to the south. If you're up north, it looks quiet as well. Coming up, I'll have details on the rest of our work week, and the weekend planner is coming up in just a little bit, and we'll tell you exactly how these steaks turned out here at the Cashwise Backyard Barbecue. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Emergency responders have a challenging job. Situations like the carbon monoxide poisoning in Blanchard, North Dakota, can be hard for firefighters, emergency personnel, and police, especially in the rural areas where emergency responders are volunteers. Volunteers at the Hunter Ambulance Service say responding to calls in rural areas is harder because you most likely know the person or their family. Many volunteer EMS and fire departments need help with money, but becoming a member is just as important as something harder to come by.
It gives you a sense of accomplishment, like you actually did something, you helped people.
If you're interested in learning about becoming an emergency responder, contact your local fire department or ambulance service.
A tentative agreement has been reached for a special legislative session in Minnesota. Under the plan, there will be no underpass in Moorhead. Underpasses or grade separations have been a key component of Governor Dayton's oil train safety proposals, but they were dropped to end the budget stalemate. Moorhead Representative Ben Lean says there simply was not enough money this time around.
We'll continue to work on that, continue to plug away at that, knowing we'll have a larger bonding bill next year. Really put the work in to make sure we can get that done next year.
Moorhead has been talking about an underpass to relieve train traffic congestion in the downtown since the 1970s.
A runaway dog continues its 3-week-long journey across North Fargo. Kentucky has been spotted at the Jet Center, Taco Bell on 19th Avenue North, and multiple times at the Fargo Airport. He came from a hoarding situation and is extremely afraid of people.
Now, Kentucky is being kept alive through feeding stations across the city. Here's a picture of him, and also through the power of social media. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson shows us a story many say they can relate to.
He was just gone. He wasn't coming back.
3 weeks ago, Lopsa Opsa Mix, Kentucky, was adopted from the Homeward Animal Shelter and brought to his new home in North Fargo. His adoptive mom, Angela Flaxbarth,
You want to go in the car with me?
And fellow rescue, Liam, only had him home for 2 minutes.
He started to freak out from being on the leash, and then the collar slipped over his head, and he took off to the fields.
Signs plastered across the city, multiple agencies searching, and live traps waiting for Kentucky.
He's so cunning. He's like outsmarted pretty much everybody.
And a community online searching.
It's amazing. Honestly, I don't know what we would do without Facebook.
Spotted near NDSU, nearly caught at the Fargo Airport 3 times, and laying low in neighbors' backyards.
have a dog at home, and I can't imagine losing him.
Autumn Stearns and the boy she nannies follow the Facebook posts.
Yeah, we have been, like, when on our walks, we kind of keep an eye out for it.
Calls, day and night that people have seen him, which is awesome because we need to know which location he's in and hopefully get him to settle down.
It's been tough for the Homeward Animal Shelter to catch Kentucky. He doesn't respond like an average dog because of his past.
Hard for him to remember that we're here to help him and that we love him.
For Angela, she still keeps the kennel she brought Kentucky home in, hopeful he'll come back. And she's not holding a grudge for running away.
It makes us want him even more as part of our family.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Now, if you spot Kentucky, call Homeward Animal Shelter right away. We have a number and a link to their Facebook page on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and then click on the hot button.
Let's hope they find him.
Yeah.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, getting help from your doctor can be as easy as turning on your iPad.
And Catchwise, preparing a table fit for royalty. I'll tell you more about your forecast as we come back right after this.